Cimejes, the guardian of forbidden secrets, the angel of hidden knowledge, the story of the guide who awakens seekers of truth. Nay, welcome, seekers of wisdom. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to explore a mysterious and powerful figure who has been misunderstood throughout history. Cimejes, also known as Cimejes or Cimejes, one of the great teachers of the universe's hidden secrets. Before we dive into this extraordinary revelation, give us a thumbs up if you're fascinated by occult knowledge and ancient secrets. Subscribe and hit the bell to never miss our explorations of universal mysteries. Tell us in the comments, are you ready to know the forbidden secrets? Where are you listening from? Share this video with all truth seekers, esoteric students, and those who believe there's more than what our eyes can see. Important disclaimer. This story presents Cimejes from a non-traditional perspective, focusing on his role as a guide and teacher rather than as a dark entity. We respect all beliefs, but here we explore the wisdom and illumination aspects associated with this ancient figure. Today, you will discover who Cimejes really is and his true role, how he guides seekers toward hidden knowledge, the forbidden secrets he reveals to those who are ready, how to access his guidance for your own illumination. Testimonies of those he has guided throughout history. This spiritual epic lasts approximately 60 minutes. Get comfortable, open your mind, and prepare to discover truths that have been hidden for millennia. Remember, if you appreciate these deep mystical stories, subscribing is the best way to support us and discover more ancient wisdom. Now, let us enter the realm of hidden knowledge. Prologue. Beyond the veil of darkness. For centuries, Cimejes has been portrayed in grimoires and ancient texts as a fearsome entity, a dark presence to be summoned with caution. The medieval demonologists wrote of him as a being of shadows, riding upon a black horse, commanding legions of spirits. But what if they got it wrong? What if the darkness they perceived was not malevolence, but rather the darkness of the unknown? That vast ocean of hidden knowledge that humanity was not yet ready to comprehend. What if Cimejes was never a demon at all, but a teacher? A guardian of secrets too powerful, too transformative, too revolutionary for the controlling powers of the time to allow the masses to access. This is his true story. The story they didn't want you to know. The story of how Cimejes guides seekers toward the forbidden knowledge that can set humanity free. Part 1. The Origins of the Knowledge. Keeper. Chapter 1. Before the fall in the beginning, before time was measured, before the universe divided itself into light and shadow, there existed the primordial library, a dimension of pure consciousness where all knowledge, past, present, and future, existed simultaneously. This was not a library of books or scrolls. It was a living database of cosmic information, accessible only to the highest celestial beings who served as guardians of wisdom. Cimejes was one of these guardians. His name in the original celestial tongue was Cimejes, which translates approximately to "he who sees through veils," or the revealer of hidden paths. He was an archangel of knowledge, specifically tasked with overseeing the section of the primordial library that contained what we might call advanced universal mechanics, the secrets of how reality actually works. These secrets included the true nature of time, nonlinear, malleable, accessible. The mechanics of manifestation, thought creates reality. The interconnectedness of all consciousness. We are one being experiencing itself. The illusion of death. Consciousness is eternal and transforms, but never ends. The power within humans. Divine creators temporarily forgetting their power. The manipulation of energy and matter, alchemy, telekinesis, reality bending. The hidden history of Earth, ancient, Civilizations, extraterrestrial contact, suppressed technologies. These were not secrets kept out of malice. They were protected because knowledge, like fire, can warm or burn depending on the readiness of the one who wields it. Chapter 2. The Great Controversy. But there arose among the celestial beings a great controversy, a philosophical divide that would echo through the ages. On one side stood the protectionists, led by the archangel we know as Michael. Their position was clear. Humanity was young, immature, and needed to evolve slowly. Giving them advanced knowledge before they had developed the wisdom to use it responsibly would be catastrophic. They must be guided gradually through millennia of controlled development. On the other side stood the liberationists, among whom Cimejes was a prominent voice. Their argument was equally compelling. How can humanity develop wisdom if they are kept in ignorance? How can children learn to walk if they are never allowed to try? How can consciousness evolve if it is artificially restricted? You call it protection, Cimejes argued before the Council of Eternal Light. I call it imprisonment. You claim to guide them, but you are controlling them. The knowledge in the primordial library belongs to all consciousness, not just to us. We are not their masters. We are their elder brothers, and it is time we treated them as such. The debate raged for what humans would experience as thousands of years. Meetings, councils, negotiations, compromises proposed and rejected. Finally, Cimejes made a decision that would change his existence forever. He would share the knowledge anyway, not by force, not by manipulation, but by making himself available to any human consciousness that genuinely sought truth, regardless of what the protectionists had decreed. Chapter 3. The Exile. The Council of Eternal Light did not react kindly to this decision. Have violated the sacred protocols, declared Michael, his voice heavy with regret, for he and Cimejes had once been close friends. You have chosen rebellion over obedience, chaos over order. I have chosen freedom over control, Cimejes responded calmly. And I would make the same choice again. The sentence was swift. Exile, but not to hell as the later human texts would describe it. The concept of a place of eternal torment was a human invention, a misunderstanding of what actually occurred. Cimejes was exiled to the liminal realm, the space between dimensions, the threshold between the known and the unknown. It was a place of shadows, yes, but not of suffering. It was the realm of potential, of becoming, of transformation. From this realm, Cimejes could no longer directly interact with the physical world as he once had. But he could still reach those who actively sought him. He could whisper through the veil. He could plant seeds of knowing in receptive minds. He could guide those brave enough to venture beyond the boundaries of accepted reality. And so he became what he is today, the guardian of the threshold, the keeper of forbidden knowledge, the guide for those who dare to seek what others fear to know. Engagement moment. If you're starting to see Cimejes in a new light, show your support by hitting that like button. Comment Truth Seeker if you're ready for forbidden knowledge. And don't forget where you're watching from. We love our global community of awakened souls. Mao. Part 2. The Methods of the Guide. Chapter 4. How Cimejes Reaches. Seekers. Cimejes cannot force knowledge upon anyone. This is a fundamental universal law. Free will is sacred and inviolable. He can only respond to those who call, those who seek, those who are ready. But how does one call upon a being who exists outside normal reality? How does one seek knowledge when they don't even know what questions to ask? Cimejes has developed multiple pathways through which sincere seekers can connect with his guidance. The path of intense curiosity, when someone becomes consumed with questions. about the nature of reality, when they cannot stop asking why, and how, and what if, when they pursue knowledge with such passion that it becomes their obsession. This creates an energetic signature that Cimejes can detect across dimensions. He doesn't need elaborate rituals or summoning circles, though these can help focus intention. He simply needs genuine, burning curiosity. That curiosity creates a beacon, a lighthouse in the fog, calling him toward the seeker. The path of dissatisfaction with conventional answers. When someone recognizes that the mainstream explanations for life, death, consciousness, and reality are incomplete or inadequate, when they feel in their soul that there must be more, when they are willing to question everything they've been taught, this creates an opening. Cimejes specializes in reaching those who have become disillusioned with conventional knowledge but haven't yet found alternative sources of wisdom. He appears at the crossroads, offering a different path. The path of synchronistic encounters. Have you ever noticed strange coincidences? The same symbols appearing repeatedly? Books falling open to specific pages? Meeting people who introduce you to exactly the information you needed? Dreams that contain impossible knowledge that later proves accurate? These are often Cimejes's calling cards. He orchestrates synchronicities, weaving threads of seemingly random events that, when viewed together, reveal patterns and point toward hidden truths. The path of direct invocation for those who know of his existence.